Okay, this is going to be a tutorial on how to create some audio in GarageBand and then export it. There's going to be an upcoming project where you'll be making some audio and then syncing it to some typography in Motion. But that's coming up later. Let's just focus on getting the audio set up first. So the only thing I did without you is I have launched GarageBand. So hopefully you can catch up to this point in the tutorial. Sorry, I started without you. So step one off camera is launch GarageBand. This is the screen that you should get up. And we're going to create a new project. I think it defaults right here to new project. I could select empty project and set all of my settings and everything, but the easiest thing to do is there are some templates, and this is going to be a vocal recording, so I'll just select voice and choose, and it's going to have all of my the mic settings ready, and it's going to kind of be preset for me. So that's going to be perfect for this purposes. So you want to select voice, click on it so that it's outlined in blue, and hit choose. Okay, and here is my project, my empty project ready to go. It's untitled right now. You can see the green is moving, so that means it can hear me. But of course, there's nothing being recorded. I haven't hit record yet, but it can hear me talking, so I know it's working properly. You want to make sure all of this, these are all not selected. If you're just talking into it without using headphones. So as you can see, it's mostly staying green. If I start talking a little bit louder, it's going into the yellow. So if that was scary. And then if I were to yell, which I won't do in case some of you are listening with AirPods in or something, I don't want to blow out your eardrums, but if I were to yell, it would go all the way to the end of this little indicator, and it would show up red. And that's basically telling you if it's green, it means that your audio is basically, in a good level, kind of sitting in the middle of the track, and that it's not peaking, which, when the audio peaks, basically means that you're going to lose quality because you're kind of hitting the top end of what it can record. So we're going to make a new audio track. So it's defaulting to narration vocal, and I have these 5. I don't know if that's because I've used up to 5 in the past, or if it just I think it just shows up with 4 or 5. Narration vocal is kind of like the super default. I think it sounds even more natural than natural, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to go with narration vocal, and then after we record our little piece, we're going to play around with the different kind of vocal options. We're going to play with tempo, and then we're going to, once we're happy with what we have and we think it'll be interesting for our project, we're going to just export it appropriately, and that will be the end of the tutorial. So, so I'm on narration vocal. I'm going to back up because I guess my natural speaking voice is already a little bit, little too loud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think of just a fun little quick sentence, just a few seconds, that has some, some vocal performance, some kind of peaks and valleys, because that's going to make it more interesting later for when I'm going to, when it's animated and it's synced to the typography, synced to the words that I'm saying, it'll look more interesting if it's, has some dynamics to it. So once I have my sentence ready, I'm going to hit the record button and record. And again, I'm going to try to stay in the green area. A little bit into the yellow is okay. It's okay to go up and down as long as you're not blowing out the mic like crazy. Okay. All right. I think I've got a good sentence, so let me give it a shot. Okay. I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes. Okay. Let's listen back to that. I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes. Well, How can you say no to that? Okay, so obviously there was some static because I'm recording just off of my built-in microphone on the laptop. I'm not even using not even using headphones. If I had headphones plugged in, it would probably improve a lot. And then if I was working off of a microphone, even a USB microphone or an audio jack microphone, that would improve the quality a lot too. But for these purposes where we're just showing how to make the audio and export it, that's fine. But just know that it doesn't have to sound so fuzzy. That's because, like I said, I'm using the built-in microphone from my computer. Okay, so let's listen to it one more time.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
I know who that character is. It's like young lady, the heir to the bed and breakfast, I guess. Okay, so I think that's funny. All right, so let's listen to a couple. So that was kind of a neutral. This, like I said, this narration vocal is kind of neutral. Tempo is will default to 120. That's kind of just the regular tempo of life, I suppose. But let's see if we can listen to some other. If you hit this experimental, there's some other vocal options. There are ones here too. I think telephone sounds kind of like tinny.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Okay, that doesn't really sound like a telephone to me. It sounds kind of like an intercom system in like some kind of research facility. But anyway, let's see. What is fuzz vocal?
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Fuzzy, yeah, okay. Makes sense. I think classic is like it has an echo on it.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
I don't know what makes that classic. I guess yeah. Interesting. Okay, so let's hit these experimental ones. These are fun. Let's try. Oh, I bet helium vocal is probably.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Okay, that's like Alvin and the Chipmunks, the fourth movie when they go to IHOP. Okay, so that one was high pitched. So let's play with the tempo, so we can kind of match the tempo. So, the tempo is right here in the center. You can see where my mouse is. And you can see if I mouse over the very center, the number, I get this up and down arrow. So if I click it, you can see the arrows disappear when I click it. I can drag with my mouse up to increase the tempo or down to decrease the tempo. I'm going to increase the tempo because I think that's going to play along with the high pitched and make them sound. Make them, it was me, make it sound high pitched and kind of like they're talking fast. Let's see.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Ooh, I guess I was kind of giggling at the end. I didn't pick that up the first time. Let's lower it a little bit because it's getting a little muddled. Let's try this.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Okay, so my I guess my natural speaking voice is a little high pitched to begin with because this part can't really make it out because it's too high pitched. So let's try deeper voice and then let's lower the tempo. So let me go back to the default. I think there's a keystroke to return to default, but you can just know it's 120. So let's listen to it with deeper vocal.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Wow. That's kind of scary to hear someone say it with a deep voice. Okay, so that's what it sounds like normally. Let's lower the tempo, make it sound slow. Then it's probably going to sound like a really scary.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Yikes. Okay, let me raise it a little bit because it's kind of, you can hear it was kind of chopping up my syllables.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Pancakes. It's pancakes, everyone. Okay, so that that's the only thing. If you've got any problems, with the way your voice sounds, you have to confront them all here. Okay, so first I'm gonna cut off this. Oh, sorry, I did that without using. I'm gonna cut off the part at the beginning when I was, when I was really considering what my sentence was going to be. So I just double clicked on this and this came up down here, and then I can, no, I don't want to move the region. Oh, don't want to turn all those on. I'm doing a screen recording, so I'm getting cut off a little bit. Here we go. So don't click on the button in the middle, click on this and just move it to the side. And then when I go to play it, I can now drag this back to the beginning. There we go. Now when I play it,
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
and then you can even hear even though it's kind of barely detectable here, you can hear me clicking the clicking to stop the recording. So where is that?
Cakes.
Yeah, it's interesting. You if you were to zoom in, you could probably see it at some point, but for these purposes you can't, so I'm just going to trim that a little bit. That looks good to me. Go back to the beginning. Let's listen.
I'm not having waffles for breakfast again. I want pancakes.
Nice. That sounds great, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm happy with that. So now let's just export it. Well, first we're going to save it. So you cannot save you cannot bring a GarageBand file directly into, you're going to have to bring it into Adobe After Effects for the latter part of this project. So you can save it. So first let's just save the GarageBand file itself. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to call it monster. I think it's kind of a monster. Oh, wait. Well, monster voice is an option. Well, I'll know what it means. I'm going to call it monster pancake recording. I'm going to save it to the desktop. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just saving the GarageBand file itself. So it's still not ready to be brought into Adobe After Effects. I do need to export it. So that should have shown up on my desktop. It's probably, oh, here we go, monster pancake recording. So that is saved, but like I said, that's a GarageBand file. You can't just bring that into something else. So you're going to have to export it. Oh, and as you can see, it's now properly named. So I'm going to hit share, export song to disk, and it's going to show me some options. I like to save it when I'm doing a save as. You can change this to like, sometimes I'll call it final, or, use this one. For now, I'll just leave it as the date and time because I might go back and change it. GarageBand does that for you automatically, which is really useful. It will save the title with the date and the time, so that if you go back and make an update and resave it or save it somewhere else, you can at a glance you can see what is the most recent version. So you want to make sure that high quality is selected, or highest quality if your computer can take it. High quality is fine. So MP3 you can save on any device. If you're using a Mac, you can use AIFF. If you're using a PC, you can do WAV. These two are going to give you a little bit better quality, but MP3 is fine. I'm going to save it as an MP3 for these purposes. So I'm selected MP3. It's saving to the desktop. Export. As you can see, it goes through and kind of thinks about it. And oh, there it is. Obviously, I don't know if you guys are Mac users, and it does that thing now where it kind of collates everything together. So it's now saved in its little section called music. If I hit that, there is Monster Pancake Recording as an MP3, and it's ready to be brought into Adobe After Effects. So that was the tutorial on how to make an original recording in GarageBand, how to play around with it, and hopefully that will get you a good recording that will be useful for the next part of your project.